So, David, Bleach live action movie. As I don't know if you know this channel well, and even if you don't, I'll say it right now. Both of us are big Bleach fans. We even met under one of the first things that we had in common was the fact that we both liked Bleach. Obviously we have our qualms with the final arc and those certain things, but this is a big thing for us. Me personally, Bleach got me into anime. One of my first anime ever was Bleach.
It was pretty early on in my anime career as
well. And I remember very specifically when the manga ended, it being announced. And it's one of those things that makes me realize how much time has passed. Like, that shit was announced in, I believe it was like October of 2016.
Yeah.
It was announced.
And
here it is.
Just now, Aaron.
We just watched
Netflix, it.
So I have a list of things that I took down to talk about. But let's start with the thing most fresh on my mind: that final battle with Renji.
Oh yeah,
like the way I put it to David is, it's like
the last 30 minutes was the most expensive.
It was the most expensive LARP ever done, and that's not a bad thing, by the way. It was like, the way I look at it is, if you go into this film. Look at it, if you're looking at it like a high budget fan film.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Obviously it's wrought with the, I don't know if I'm wrought, I think is the word I'm looking for. It's wrought with the problems that plague any film that's trying to adapt in this case, 20 episode thing into an hour and 40 minutes. That's just...
Spoiler, don't fucking do it.
Yeah, just don't do that. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's never going to work. Like, certain things don't work. So, you want to go first?
Renji's sword does not fucking work in live action.
Oh, yeah. The CGI was a little... Yeah, but I was more talking... I wanted to talk about, like, what... Hold on. I wanted to talk more about, like, what doesn't work when you condense shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, my thing is... So, like, things like Rukia and Ichigo's relationship doesn't feel as natural.
When it's condensed into a little over an hour and a half.
Yes, because you have... The thing with long-running... What a long-running series can do better than something like this is stuff like that. So, like, what makes a relationship the most believable are those little scenes that seem useless, right? So the scenes where they're bantering.
They condense, 10 hours worth of episodes into...
20 minutes, probably like 20 minutes each. So 20 times 15 would be...
It's 300.
So that's 300 minutes, and then that's 300 divided by 60.
It's 5.
So that's 5 hours into
5 hours
into an hour and 40.
Yeah.
So obviously you see that they had to cut certain things. So Chad Parakeet gone.
Yep.
Orihime and her brother gone. So we basically
the majority of the hollow bait gone.
Oh yeah, the hollow bait thing was like, I have hollows, and then Byakuya and Renji show up, and we're like, we'll just kill them off screen. It's like,
yeah,
what?
Just fuck it.
In fact, the amount of times that Renji and Byakuya were just chilling in.
Can we talk about Renji's tongue obsession?
Yo, he's the guy, the actor playing Renji. Loves it. He was
getting
so much goddamn
on
fun.
This.
Yes,
he's there rolling his tongue.
That's why I'm saying, man, like, this was just one big beautiful LARP. Like, that this guy was born for this. He's like, finally, I could, like, this guy, headcanon, this guy was like a hardcore LARPer, and he's like, finally, a LARP with budget. I get to push people into buses, and the buses will slide back, and I get to whip a car, and it'll explode. I'm so excited.
Oh my god, I busted a nut.
Busted a nut.
Edits up.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for giving me more work. No, it's like, so just off the bat, things that are going to be bad, but it's not really, to me, I'm not going to detract it from the movie because I expect it to be bad.
Oh, yeah.
CGI, bad.
Think the Ghostbusters reboot bad.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be good, so it doesn't bother me. It was bad, whatever.
But I will give Graham Fisher something really, really special. It looked ethereal.
It was creepy. It looked like it was from another dimension.
Which kind of... translates sort of well.
Yeah, the badness of the CGI almost made it creepier. It was
exactly.
like, kind of like how in Courage of the Cowardly Dog, you'd have, like, they'd do, like, claymation and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it had that effect where it was creepy. But, like, like, Renji's sword was, like, a little hard to do. And, but, like...
Thank God Byakuya didn't go Bankai.
Yeah, that would have been interesting, though. But, no, so, CGI...
We might get it in the sequel.
I expected it to be bad. Pacing, it's just never going to work. You can't do it. So, whatever. That I expected. But let's talk about some interesting shit that I liked. So, I'm going to head to my list here. The Ichigo smug level from immediately is beautiful.
Just like, Apologize.
Yeah, they got his punkiness down pretty well because
down to his room is filled with punk aesthetic.
Fuck yeah! Like and plus, I don't know if you caught it. He's got manga. This motherfucker's got he's got the Bleach manga. You said it looked like he had Fooly Coolies on omnibus up there, right?
Yeah, looked like it.
There's some like punk posters and shit. You were mad at. Apparently, there's a poster that he seems to think is like a really really limited edition poster, and he was mad that it got push pinned through or something. You want to rant about that?
Let's just put it this way: the punk rocker in me wants to kill whoever did this video.
Apparently, it's a real good poster. I don't know. I wouldn't know anything about that.
That's sarcasm, by the way.
Ooh, I just picked a mosquito bite and I'm bleeding.
Oh, fun!
Yay!
Welcome to Michigan.
Yeah, we got fucked with the mosquitoes. So I thought that was great because you can kind of forget as a Bleach fan that like first arc Ichigo was sassy as fuck.
He was a smug fucking prick, and I loved him.
For real. So I will say, I'm just reading through my notes here. I think Rukia's sacrifice was a little bit lackluster compared to the manga. So like in this one, she's like, "Oh no, my good arm." She literally says, "My good arm," as in like I suppose the dominant arm that she swings. So she's like, "Oh no, my good arm's hurt." So I guess I'm
useless now.
In the manga, she like literally jumps ahead of him and gets like bitten almost in half by the. So yeah, that could have been better. You have, let's talk about his sisters. Straight out of the fucking Shining, these motherfuckers.
Hey, come play with us.
We look exactly the same.
They use twins here, clearly.
Yeah, and I guess that makes sense because they were twins, but I mean, you couldn't have dyed one of their hairs blonde. One of the hair.
Like, come on. Commit to your role.
Just dye your hair blonde. It's not that hard. Like I'm not one of those people that are gonna be like, why isn't Rukia's hair flip right in the middle? I don't care about that because that doesn't really translate into real life.
But Byakuya's
was perfect. His little fucking whatever you call it, the things that like he puts his hair into, the little triangle metal things.
That I didn't expect them to have that.
Yeah, that looked good.
I was like, oh, Byakuya's just gonna have really long emo hair. He's gonna look like he belongs in the back of a band somewhere playing bass.
Bruh. You know what? Let's just jump right to the final 20 minutes where 4 times you have Ichigo get up, get cut down by Byakuya. Byakuya does the whole ornate like resheathing, and then he gets back up, gets cut down. Byakuya does the whole ornate resheathing.
Then gets cut up the fucking throat.
And then he's like
not to mention the Uryu just gets fucking flat out murdered, and then somehow lives. And then somehow is fucking alive at the end of the goddamn movie.
Wait a minute!
That was straight through the heart.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, you are right. I didn't even fucking remember. I was gonna talk about that. He got stabbed through the fucking heart and he was laying there for like 10 minutes.
You would have bled out. You know, game over. GG, no re. Go directly to fucking hell, you piece of shit.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Let's see here. So they add some new shit with like the whole like apparently if you want or you can stab me back to give me the power, and I guess that was kind of their way of. For some reason they didn't want it because in the manga it's just I'll eventually regain it over time. I guess they just didn't want to go down that path for some reason. It was okay.
The possibility of not having a sequel.
Yeah, I guess they had to change some things. Uryu just knew everything.
Exactly.
He's that guy, he's named Uehara.
He was the manga fan. Confirmed.
Yeah, he's like, he knew Uehara. He knew who Uehara was, and he knew that Uehara was an exiled captain. He knew who Byakuya and Renji were. He knew all. I was like, what the fuck?
He's just got like Soul Reaper cards, kind of like Kabuto.
Yeah, and then
from fucking Naruto there.
Oh my god, yeah, my ninja info cards.
My Soul Reaper info cards.
You know what? I feel like Kabuto and Uryu would get along.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, this is interesting, and it almost reminds me, if anyone's read the original Little Mermaid, not the fucking Disney version, but in the original fairy tale, they give her the option to kill the dude and instead of marry him. Like, if you kill the dude, we'll let you back or whatever. And they do that with Rukia, where it's like, if you kill Ichigo, we'll pardon you of your crimes. And I guess again that was probably it's weird. My thing, I don't mind additions. I just ask myself why. Like why it's just strange.
Why do it this way?
Yeah, like what was the thought process there? It wasn't bad, but yeah. So I mean, those were things that interested me.
The fucking panorama shot of the Soul Society.
Yeah. So the one shot we got of the Soul Society after Byakuya and Renji were talking was good, like really good. That it was so cool to see that, like, because that place is so. it's like mythical, it's fantasy, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a city like everything else we've seen. This is a thing that doesn't exist in real life. So to see it in that realistic setting is really cool. Like, you could take that wallpaper, like, straight up. That's that's sexy. And I thought that was kind of the best bit of CGI done in the entire fucking movie. Now, let's talk about I'm gonna argue the best part of this movie. They did their homework on choreography.
Oh my God.
Choreography was good. The fighting was very good. And I had high hopes for this going into it because I had seen a Reddit post where the actors for Renji and Byakuya actually, I saw a video with them sparring. Like, they legitimately know how to fight. So, like, not only were some of my favorite scenes in this was when Rukia and Ichigo did their little spars, which was really good. But, like, the Renji Ichigo fight, like, there were some shots, and my favorite kind of fight scenes are the ones that, you know, have very long, uninterrupted, like, no cuts, long, wide shots, you know, like, that's how you do a good fight, because that's how you can tell if they're doing stunt doubles or if people can actually fucking fight.
Exactly.
So there was a lot of shots that had almost no cuts, really wide shot, you could see everything that was happening. You even had, like, the one where Renji fucking runs off the sword. This is so anime, man. They went hardcore on, like, they did
the fucking dragging spark.
Oh, yep. The dragging the sword on the concrete and sparking. Like, they did not hold back on making it very anime. And a lot of times live action movies will hold back on that. So props to them. That's why I say it's like the most high budget, high effort LARP of all time. Like, that ending was just a huge, beautiful LARP.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I think my final thoughts on this, and then I'll give you like a time to close off with your final thoughts. My final thoughts on this are just, the plot's all over the place, obviously, because you're trying to take something that had time to breathe and time to flesh out and condensing it. So you have plot inconsistencies. You have the characters being so underdeveloped. Chad and Orihime did fucking nothing. Like, you know, because like,
well, Chad did catch the thing.
Okay, but like, here's the problem, right? So in the manga, you have Orihime. Actually, she has her own character. Like, she has quirks. She has, like, really, like, she has a very strong personality that makes her her own. You know what I'm saying? And so when you read the manga, you can tell she's her own person. But I could see someone if someone just watched this movie, they could easily say, oh, she just existed to be the love interest. Because in this movie, she did. Her whole character was, I like Ichigo, and I wish he liked me.
The model shots of Ichigo in her head.
No, that was pretty funny. But yeah, so like, it's just they had to give up completely on developing certain characters because of the time, and that's just gonna happen if you condense something that had time to breathe into this small thing.
The fact that Uryu had more development than Chad and Orihime, even though before this arc ended, Chad and Orihime had more development than Uryu.
Yeah, exactly, and. Yeah, I would have liked to see more of that. I like that they implemented Rukia's drawings. That was cool. But, like, I guess the main thing here...
The fact that she wasn't holding them up pissed me off.
Yeah, there was one time she was doing it.
Yeah, she was just sitting on the desk drawing it.
But so, my main final thoughts on this are... It does what every anime movie always does, which is... The pacing's always going to be awful. You can't do it. You just can't. Stop trying. But... when it comes to, you know, a fun little... I just look at this as a fun little fan film. You know what I mean? It was cool to see certain scenes done live action. It was cool to see certain fights done live action. But the superior product will always be the manga and anime because of pacing reasons. So it was good. It was much better than most anime films. They put effort into it. There was clearly love put into it.
Oh, yeah.
But... I prefer the manga always.
Definitely better than the Gintama film, or the fucking Attack on Titan films, or the god-awful Death Note film.
Ugh. Well, I heard the Japanese one was okay.
The Japanese ones were good. The Netflix one?
That one pissed me the fuck off. That could be a whole other rant later, if it ever gets viral again, but...
well, they're making a sequel, so...
Oh, are they?
Yes, they announced it. So we can rant about that when...
Are they gonna have fucking Nier with his finger puppets?
Wait. Nier's going to be sitting there doing the...
Nier doesn't sit like that.
But to fuck with the fans, he's just going to be there like, and I'm the puppet master.
Sure. How's your final thoughts on this movie, David?
My final thoughts on this movie are, why do we continue to get live-action adaptations?
Why try? Yeah.
You know, it was a good little shitpost of a movie. What I loved was, like you, the choreography. The fucking fights were sexy as fuck.
Yeah.
constantly complained about the CGI.
Yep.
I mean, I knew there was going to be jack shit for CGI.
I just went in knowing it'd be bad, but
you know, it's not going to be good. It's never going to be good in an anime movie, you know. But a fan of CGI, going into this knowing that it's going to be shit, it just hurts my soul. Mm-hmm. You know, because when CGI is done really good, it can fucking make a film 1,000 times better. When it's fucking awful, Justice League, it makes it fucking phenomenally worse. So this here was kind of in the middle ground. This was like I said, the Ghostbusters reboot style CGI. Grant Fisher was the one good thing that came out of this because it made the monster more terrifying and, you know, would be kind of what we would perceive in real life of if we could see Hollows, essentially. Like, oh, look at this fucking ethereal being, you know, not knowing anything about the Soul Society. I think that's what they were going for here. Mm-hmm. You know, not knowing anything about Hollows, not knowing anything about that. And you just see, like, this gas cloud that fucking spawns branches and shit. But at the end of the day, it's just a giant fucking fan film.
It is. That's why it just feels like a LARP, you know. Like
they put a lot of love and a lot of thought into it. Mm-hmm. You know, they studied the work here because they were dropping hints that we learned, you know, near the end of the series and the beginning of the fucking series, essentially. You know, but you know, at the end of the day, they named this film, you know.
Yeah, at the end it was said substitute story per arc or whatever. Yeah. As in they want to do sequels. I somehow just doubt it.
How could they do the Soul Society arc now, though?
Well, I assume because here's what they can easily do, right? Because one of the things, because at the end, I'm assuming you say that because at the end they're like, oh, you're forgiven now, right? Here's how they could do it. Because in the manga, Renji thought that they were going to forgive her. Renji was like, oh, Byakuya is going to go in there and ask for you to be pardoned. It'll be great. And then he comes out. It's like, nah, Yamamoto says, or Central 46 says you got to. Yeah. So they could easily do like one of those things where like, yeah, like they legitimately think they're going to be forgiven. Even Byakuya thinks it. And then they go in there. Because I think that's what it was. Byakuya was trying to get her pardoned. But his whole thing was, I have to follow the law no matter what. Law. So I think that what they could easily do if they want to do a sequel is just walk in and then like have Yamamoto be like, no, she has to be executed because Central 46 says so, and Central 46 is currently under the control of Aizen, but I don't know that. Yeah, you know, so I think that they could probably just do like one of those like, you know, we thought she was gonna be forgiven and then no.
But even then, you know, that arc's twice the fucking length of this.
Yeah. Well, here's what it would legitimately be. I get it because I have seen anime movies do this before. It would be walk in, Jidambo, and then right to Ikaku, and then right to Renji, and then right to Genpachi, and then right to, like, with almost no plot in between, I can guarantee it. It would just be that truly would be LARP the movie.
I kind of want this now.
Yeah, see, honestly, if you're gonna do this live action shit, don't even attempt the plot. Just like because the best part is seeing the fights with real people. So if you're gonna do that, fuck it, just do that. Because you're never gonna get the plot right. You can't with the fucking pacing.
But another minor complaint was, how is tobacco worse than alcohol?
It was strange. I don't know what the reasoning for that change was, but in the manga, if you remember correctly, Ishin smokes a cigarette in front of Masaki's grave, but
because she thought it looked cool.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just weird to take that out. We didn't know if that was like a law thing or just a random change. We don't know.
But they were both rated exactly the same.
Yeah. So who knows? Because we thought maybe they did it to avoid a PG-14 or PG-13 rating, but that wasn't the case. So we don't know. Strange choice. Who knows?
But here's what I think we'll get if we do get the sequel. We'll get right to the training to unlock the Bankai, and then the Bankai will probably be part 2 of the Soul Society.
I feel like with the budget they have, which I doubt is big, I feel like they would want to. I feel like it's just gonna be rushed. Like, I really feel like it would end with Aizen's betrayal. You know, that would be a weird place to end it. You know, I don't think that they're gonna think about we gotta. You know, if anything, they could easily cut Jidambo. They might just go right to Ikaku. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jidambo would probably be
because Jidambo's fucking pointless, honestly. So like, I mean.
Well, he serves a plot purpose in a sense. But
they have 4 games. Well, he's pointless for if they want to do a movie, they could easily cut him out, because where does Jidambo ever show up again? The like 2 times Jidambo ever shows up again is the one time when he comes down to try to attack Aizen when he's betraying with Kukaku riding on top of him, and then the one time in the final arc where he's getting brain controlled by one of his Terminators. It's literally the 2 times he shows up after the first time, so they don't really need him in the movie. They could easily cut him out if they wanted to. But either way, I honestly don't think they're gonna do a sequel.
We got 3 Kenshin movies, and they did just about the same.
Are you sure? I heard really bad box office.
The Kenshin movies did pretty much the same at the fucking box office. So.
Oh, maybe.
So I have hope, and I believe
It'd be certainly entertaining to see.
I believe we could end up at least getting 1 sequel. I mean, for fuck's sake, we got 2 of the goddamn god-awful Attack on Titan movies.
I'd love to see a live-action Kenpachi.
I want that really bad.
I want to know how much can they do the Liberty spikes of his hair. Like, can they legit do that with someone's hair?
they did the Byakuya beads, so...
That shit is, like, gravity-defying. They just have to, like, fucking milk udder some fucking hair cement on his hair. Just milk it onto his hair. Like,
here we go, and here's the bell. Here we go, and here's the bell.
That'd be pretty. I want to see some. I need to fucking look up Kenpachi cosplays now, because I'm sure someone's done it.
Oh, I'm sure it's happened.
I need to see a Kenpachi cosplay where someone legitimately just like walks around jingling like. That'd be beautiful. But no, I mean, it was enjoyable. Not amazing. You know.
What's your rating for it?
See, that depends on. Do you want me to go into it with like going easy on it because of? If I went to the theater in America and saw this, it would get because of like how there's like shitty characters. Like if you want me to rate it like not having like read Bleach manga, like pretending I never read the Bleach manga and just went into it as a movie, because with that it'd be like a 4 out of 10, almost 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Because there's characters that are set up that go nowhere. There's plot lines that are set up that go nowhere.
Exactly.
But if I'm rating it, understanding that it's a fan film of a LARP, blah blah blah, I'd give it more of a 6 to 6.5 out of 10.
I give it a solid 5, and the reason I'd say that is simply because we do see, some semblance of fucking understanding of combat here. We see.
Oh yeah, that's the best part.
We see some semblance of knowledge of the actual source material. Mm-hmm. But like you, if I went into this just not knowing anything, just hearing my friends talk about Bleach and how great it is, and just not...
Like some people did with the Death Note film.
Exactly. And never reading the source material from beginning to end, it get a fucking 2.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Like the combat's great, but if you go into it not knowing anything about Bleach, if you go into this not knowing anything about Bleach, Orihime's a nothing character. Chad's a nothing character. Keigo wasn't even named. I knew it was Keigo, the one that was like, he died on the spot. That's clearly Keigo, but I don't even think they said his name once.
They didn't.
There was one dude that turned around with glasses at one point that might have been Mizuito, but he did nothing. So
exactly. Like, there's so much here that went fucking nowhere, and I understand. And you have to. I understand that. You can't fucking do that in this kind of format, but at the same time, knowing what these characters are or could have been in some cases, and knowing that they serve some semblance in the actual the beginning, the slice of life aspect of the series, it's like a middle finger to the fans.
I think that at least me as a fan, I went into this just expecting it to be like back in the day. I don't know if you ever saw, like, there used to be shit on YouTube for this all the time. Like if you looked up Naruto live action, you'd see some dude that was like really good at editing. He put like a Rasengan on it, or like I think Nigahiga. Do you remember Nigahiga, the YouTuber?
Oh yeah.
I think he did a live action Naruto thing. Like they went to a field and like actually choreographed. Like to me it just feels like a really really high budget YouTube film.
Exactly. I mean, there was a really really good one for Dragon Ball Z.
Yep. So that's just how I see this.
That's exactly how I see this anymore. Like I've seen fucking One Punch Man ones. I've seen all sorts.
It can't survive as a movie on its own, but as a nice little nod to the fans, like a little treat. Like, hey, this is cool to see this live action. It's fun to see that. That's what it is.
And at one point, like, you were making the joke, like, maybe the Burn the Witch characters will come in.
I just joked it'd be funny if on the broomsticks.
But this could be some way for them to, like, this could be the AU version of that, to where, like, hey, this here, You know, we've seen all of this happening here, you know, because it would make more sense in this reality for the fucking burn, which, you know, should exist then.
So, the Bleach cinematic universe where we go around the world and we see.
I mean, stranger things have happened.
It's not gonna happen. I don't even think a sequel's gonna happen. That's my take on it. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's our thoughts. Peace.
Yeah.